Hello, welcome. Welcome to my Flosstube channel. My name is Megan. This is where I talk about cross stitch because that's my jam. That's my jam. This month is going to be crazy short. Like, I will be shocked if we even make it to 10 minutes because October was kind of a shit show, so I didn't do as much stitching as I really wanted to. I don't have much to talk about. So it's really just a quickie, just to sort of keep it going, keep the process flowing, because I did have a finish. So let's just jump right in. For those of you who have been following me for a while, you know that I have razor focused projects. I have 3 in particular, and I am really I'm really trying to get finishes on 2 of them for sure. I did finish one. The other one, not so much, but that's okay. We've got time. We've got time to fix it. So the first thing that I stitched on was the October Cricut Collection month. I'm stitching all 12 of these. I'm going to finish them in a way like they're all going to be the same. I still got to figure out. I'm getting closer to the end. I'm running out of time to decide what I want to do and how I want to finish them. But that's October. It's my favorite one. For sure. I like it a lot. I stitched it all on the Culpor, all DMC. It's on 32 count linen type. Done. I stitched the T, the C, and the O. Oct. I stitched that this month. Pretty cool. I really like the pumpkin. I love that. The cat is wrong, but you don't know that. You will never know why it's wrong. Yeah, I signed it. I was a good girl. I signed it this time. Sometimes I forget to sign it. But yeah, there it is. And it took me a really long time to finish it this month, which is why I didn't get as much stitching in. I stitched on it for 11 days, but it took me 3 weeks. Like, all the sparkle tape is October. That's how long it took me to finish this. There wasn't that much. 3,000 something stitches, I think. 3,354 stitches. For those 3 letters, it's because the pumpkin is so big. And the ghost. At least that's what I'm telling myself. It's okay. It's okay. I finished this. This was the one for sure that I needed to finish. So we finished it. What's the bag? The bag is Betty Boop. That's what it is. Okay, so that was that one. October. Finished. I picked up a project that's not part of my normal routine just because I felt like I had time in the morning to stitch something else, and I have an entire tote of things that I haven't stitched on in millennia. So I just sort of, this is my stitch what I want when I want project. So if I feel like stitching in the morning, I'll stitch on it. If I don't, then I won't. Last month I stitched on it every weekday. This month, not so much. I think I also stitched on this for 11 days, if I remember correctly. Oh, this is Spooky House. I love this piece. I love this piece. My goal, it's my stitch what I want when I want, so I shouldn't be making goals for it. But I did, because it's me. And I really wanted to finish. So right now I have the tree stitched and all the grass stitched, except I don't have this hill. And I wanted to have all of the rocks stitched up till here. I didn't quite get there. I got these rocks done, and I got the door done. I just didn't get this part done, which, you know, it's fine. It's fine. You know, I've got the rest of my life to stitch. It's fine. It's fine. So there's my door. I backstitched what I could. I'm a backstitch as I go kind of person. I like backstitching though. I don't find it tedious at all. So that's the door. Just kind of looks like a door going nowhere. Got the door handle on and everything. So Tree, the tree looks very large when you hold it up all the way, especially when that's the size of the door, because the tree is the same size as the house, more or less. But I always forget that that's how tall the tree is. Here we go. So I'm going to put this one away for a while. I just, I don't feel like stitching on it anymore, and that's the point. Stitch what I want. So I don't want to stitch on that anymore. I want to stitch on something else in the morning, so I'm gonna. I think I put 700 something stitches in on that one. Which is not a lot, but it's more than 0, so it's a lot. The third and final thing that I stitched on this month was my fall bowhole owl by designed by Sandra Vargas, charted by Gecko Rouge. I've got the kit, I've got the bag. Yep, that's the story with that one. It's stitched on 25 count not even weave. Nope. 25 count magic grid. I ate a magic grid, but I washed the grid out because I couldn't stand it, and then I regridded with fiber. It's fine. I'm not insane, I promise. My goal for this, so I have all 4 seasons, and my goal for these is to have a page finish of each season in the year. And so far I've been really good, but this month I did not meet my stitching quota. Not even close. I'm 500 stitches short. But it's fine, because I have all of November to make up for it. Excuse me. I have all of November to make up for it, so I'm turning this project into my morning stitch for November until I get the page finish, and then we'll see where I'm at. But it's just background. I haven't hit the owl yet, and I think in the previous 2 owls, I had already hit the owl by this point in the project, so I'm a little frustrated. Just with just not being able to stitch, okay? I don't want to be social. I don't want to talk to people. I just want to stitch. So I'll finish it. I still have faith in myself to finish that on time for the end of the month. I only stitched on that for 4 days. That's it. So, that's not very good. That's not good. That's it. That's all I stitched on. 3 projects. I do have a little piece of haul. I am subscribed to the Fiberlicious Yummy Fiber Fabric and Floss Pack of the month, but this is the September pack. She didn't send me the cottons, and I meant to message her and tell her that she didn't send me the cottons, but then I forgot. Then it's been a whole month, so I guess I'm just not getting those cottons, and that's fine. But I'm kind of also a little sad because the color of this is stunning. It's called Sunset Lantana, and I got the 32 count linen for my special project. Look at that. Ugh. Looks like sherbet ice cream. Sorbet? Sherbet? I don't know. I always called it sherbet. Sherbet. It's so pretty. I'm very excited. I have a project. There's a project that I'm going to do in the new year. I have 12 pieces of fabric for this project. It's not a big project. It's not like some fancy pants projects. It's just something that I'm really excited about. I'm not even going to use the whole piece of fabric. Literally, use a tiny piece of fabric. But I feel like perhaps maybe in a previous video I overhyped the project. It's not that big of a deal. I'm just very excited about it. So that's my only piece of cross-stitch haul. I didn't go to Michael's. We didn't go anywhere. I don't have anything else. That's all I have. That's all I have. Oh, we're just at 10 minutes. See? Wow. I told you it was going to be fast. I guess I'll do a life update, although I don't really have much to talk about. October was a crazy wild month. Crazy wild month. It just feels like I've been running on full throttle for the entire month. Something got messed up with my coursework and I had to fix that, and that took way longer than it should have, and anyway, it's been a wild time. October's my favorite month of the year, but it's always really shitty. Bad stuff always happens in October. always. But that's okay. You know what? We still love it because spooks. What else do I normally talk about? I don't know. I can't think now. My brain has shut off. I'm doing this after work, so I've already been functioning for 8 hours. So I'm tired, very tired. And then my brain is very slow, very quickly shutting down. What's the other thing that I talk about? Oh, what I read this month. I didn't read much. I finished one book, like physical book. I finished a couple audiobooks, and I'm currently reading a book. The book that I finished is called Pachinko. I don't know if you have Apple TV, you know it was just released as like a Korean show. I picked up the book. Listen, okay, it's like 400,000 pages long, and it's like touted as a modern classic, which I guess makes me uneducated because I hated it. I hated every second of it. It follows a family for like 4 generations, and it's just tragedy the entire time. Like every time something happened, I was like, really? What? Really? Anyway, I don't know. I didn't like it. 2 stars. 2 out of 5 stars. I liked the writing style, although I guess it would have been translated from Korean, but I thought it was written nicely. But the story and like the characters, I learned really quickly not to get attached to the characters. So I didn't get attached to the characters, which made it very hard for me to relate to the characters, which I think is also part of the problem. Is it like, once I learned my lesson, like in the first couple of pages, I was like, well, we can't get attached to anybody. And that's a good thing. Don't get attached to anybody in that book. Anybody. Nobody is safe. Not that no spoilers. Just like, don't get attached to anybody. You just never know. So I finished that book. I'm currently reading The Muse. I don't have it with me. I would show it to you if I did. It's in my backpack out there. It's another one where I'm like, yeah, it's okay. It's a book. But I'm not done it, so I don't know. I'm pretty sure I know how it ends. But we'll see. We'll see. I listened to a couple audiobooks this month that were pretty good. The first one that I listened to was called The Witch's Heart by Genevieve. Oh no. How do you suppose I say that lady's name? No, I don't want to download it. Stop. Genevieve Gornichek. It's a retelling of a Norse story, which I didn't know when I downloaded the book. It's like, okay, do you know who Loki is? If you know who Loki is, okay, he marries this lady, the witch. Her name is Angrboda. Vikings. Angrboda. He marries her, and by her, he has 3, like, monster children. So she's known in Norse mythology as the mother of monsters. But it's really interesting because you watch these demon children grow into what they are at the end. So I don't know if you're familiar with Norse mythology, but so their first child is Hel, who is the ruler of the underworld. I think that's Cate Blanchett's character in the movie, in the Thor movie. But that's not actually. She's not Thor's sister. She's Loki's daughter. So, way to change the script, Marvel. So they have her. They have Fenrir, who is the giant wolf, the big wolf, and they have the snake. I don't know his name. He's got a long name. We have the snake that like wraps itself around the world. And like it's peaceful and happy for the first little bit, and then like Loki fucks up because it's Loki, and so they'd like take all of her children away, all 3 of these kids, and they like essentially put them where they're supposed to be for the beginning of Ragnarok. So then you watch Angrboda, or you listen to Angrboda try and get her powers back in order to save her kids from a fate that she knows is going to happen. It's fascinating. spoiler alert, Ragnarok still happens as it's supposed to. So it's not necessarily a overall happy ending, but like it's pretty good. I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. It was a sleeper hit. I didn't really know what I was getting into. It was on sale when I bought it, but it was really good. I do recommend it. The Witch's Heart. And then the second book that I listened to was called The Stone Sky. This is the third in a trilogy of books that I've been listening to for the last couple of months. It's by N.K. Jemisin. The first two are The Fifth Season and The Obelisk Gate, and then The Stone Sky. And it's a fantasy book. And it's the type of fantasy book where it does a fantastic job of world building, which are my favorite types of fantasy book. And it really, the first book was probably my favorite book because you follow three people in their stories, and then as you're listening to the stories, you see how it all interconnects. And then so the main character, oh my god, what's her name? I just listened to like 46 hours of this character's name. Nasun. Essen. Nasun is the daughter. Essun is the character that you're following. And she has this like power where you can almost quell or make earth... basically, you interact with the minerals in the ground. So you can stop an earthquake, or start an earthquake, or stop a volcano, or start a volcano. Like earthbending, essentially. But in this world, these types of people are feared. They're not treated as humans. They're treated as pretty much slaves. And you start the book off with a tragedy. Essen's tragedy. And so then you follow Essen. Basically, her daughter gets kidnapped, more or less. So she's trying to chase down her daughter in time to save her. So you're listening to that story. You're listening to two other stories happening at the same time in the first book. And then everything interconnects. And then in the second book, you get more of an understanding of what the overall picture is, because it's so hard to explain. You really need to listen. It's a very good book. If you like fantasy with a magical element and really good world building, do read it. I will say, I hated the ending of the book. I saw it coming. It could have gone that way, or it could have gone a different way. And it went the way that it went, and I mean, I guess that makes sense for the story. It's not my story to write, but I didn't appreciate it. I didn't appreciate it. Not a huge fan. For those of you who have read it or will read it, just FYI, my favorite character is Hoa. Yes. And the third book was fantastic in the sense that you got more of Hoa's story. So you have Hoa from the very beginning, but he's almost like an enigma. Like, you really don't know much about him. It's really focused on Essun and her story, and Hoa's just part of it. But then you realize in the third book that he's like actually a very big deal, and then you get more of his story. So I would say each book is really, really good. I liked the first one in the way that it tells the story, and then I liked the second one because it fleshed out a bit more of like the overarching idea of the world. And then the third one, you get more Hoa, you get more history, you get conclusions and resolutions, whether or not you liked them. So I do recommend The Stones, I think it's called The Broken Earth Trilogy by N.K. Jemisin. I do recommend it. Yeah. That's what I listened to. That's what I read. That's what I listened to. That's what I stitched. What did I watch? I think we finished Lord of the Rings this month. Very good. Very, very good. Oh my god, is it ever good? Yeah. Oh my gosh. My friend and I tried to watch Blonde, the Marilyn Monroe documentary film. No. It was horrible. Oh, I hated every second of it. We didn't even finish it. First of all, it's like almost 3 hours long. Who has that kind of attention span anymore? Okay, TikTok videos are 20 seconds long. Don't make me sit for a 3-hour video. It was awful. I didn't like it. She did amazing as Marilyn Monroe. She was so good, and then she was just wasted in this movie. Ugh, I did not like it. I'm sorry if you liked Blonde, but I despised it. We didn't even finish it. We couldn't do it anymore. Yeah, that's all I have. 20 minutes. Okay, so I managed to talk for more time about myself than about my stitching. That's normal. I feel like that's par for the course. My plans for next month are just to try. Woo! Just to try. I'm gonna finish November. I'm gonna try to finish the Boho Owl. Maybe I'll see Junie. I haven't seen Junie in like 3 months. I miss her. Hopefully I can stitch on her this month. I don't think I have much going on. Oh, I'm going out west for pretty much an entire week. I guess I could take her with me. There's no rule that says I can't take her with me. She could be my out west project. Okay. Alright. Yeah, those are my plans. I hope you have a lovely November. Happy Thanksgiving to all the American folks. Yeah. Well, yes. Happy Halloween! It's my favorite time of year. Even though I seem to be a zombie brain. That's fine. That's okay. Happy Halloween. I love you guys. See you next month.